Playing his 12th game, he's had to be patient as well. Bangs it up for Dixon. Francis did well. Adams. Oh, big guys, not just in the air, but off the ground as well. Oh, they're coming from everywhere.
And the belief's grown. Fife jumps in through, hassled him out of it. Laddams, sidestep was nice. Got out of the way of his own players. Heads long, goal square. It might roll all the way home. Amazing.
Pursued by De Goey. Ran him in circles, did well. Good planning ball here from Bonner. High ball. Adams, a very solid mark indeed.
Bonner. Low ball, beautiful. Laddams.
Just a bit too strong from Hopper. Laddams. Rosie got in his way. Oh, it took an incredible break and it's gone through. Losing season, Ollie Wines. 43 disposal game. Dixon went up, Marshall stayed down, Laddams, and that'll do it again. He can make the ball talk. Been there since the start. Mumford with Dixon reaching over the top. Awkward one for Cummings. Dixon looking, hoping. Oh, not again. Peter Laddams. He's kicking them from everywhere.
That was sharp from Laddams too.
Yeah, tough day for Charlie. These are not your games you want from the comeback. Not a hell of a lot of service.
Gray wanted the handball. Happy the kick. The launch is on. Adams didn't have to get too high to take that mark.
Heat's coming. Sorry, Duck. We'll get to your answer in just a sec. Long ball. This time, Laddams. Butters in front of the footy. Can have a bounce. He's got Dixon ahead of him. And Laddams, if he wants to go that way. Oh, make that 5. That is superb.
Jasdy wanting something safer. Not a great target in close for Rowan, and Aliir just bullying his way in there.
Inside 50 again. Beautiful presentation, Laddams. Pete Laddams, that's what's ahead of him. The noise will tell you the story. Grimes, look out. Rosie just arches the back. And pouring on another.
Boat outside of the foot. Tried to thread that. He's had a good night. Does well to get it by hand to Motlop. The dangerous one. Lie set. High ball out in front of Boak. Coming the other way. Doherty drops it. Would have liked to snaffle it. Chubb Boak deserves a goal. But he's so unselfish to Rosie, who will play on and bang it home for Port Adelaide.
It's not a lot to write home about at the moment. Gray beyond the wing. Marshall. Rosie's on the move. Boak wants to go to Motlop. Rosie comes back and takes it. Rosie to pop this through, which he duly does.
Got some class, opens it up, kicks from the paint, and bangs it all the way home. He's top shelf too.
5 possessions, 2-1 early for Hawkins. Travis Boak. Bounce towards half forward, didn't suit Powell Pepper. Would come over the back. Here's Rosie. Already kicked one. Gets back onto his right boot. Snaps it goalward and bends it through. Brilliant from the youngster.
Just forces everyone to move further up the ground and creates chaos.
Rosie, who's been damaging early. Can he kick a third first quarter goal? Connor Rosie can. Real helicopter, that one. Beautifully taken by Stewart. And he's cocked up the handle. Rare to see that happen from Tom Stewart. Motlop pulled the trigger. Good looking kick. Rosie! He's going to get 4 in the first quarter.
Considering, you know, he hasn't had a huge amount of supply this year.
Port Adelaide grab it out of the middle. Wobbling ball forward. Suns, Lemons got immediate problems in the name of Dixon. Rosie hooks it round the body and immediately replies. This man kicked 4 in the first quarter last week and he's underway. Markov on his hammer, taps around the corner towards Sexton, slick hands back to Markov. Desperate spoil out there by Rosie. He doesn't just do the fancy stuff. Coach would enjoy that.
So the reason Gold Coast had to go back to where the ball originally came from in the first place was because it's fantastic by Rosie. You love that, yes.
Jones has been playing across half forward as well, boys, for a couple of weeks to allow Bergman to go back to half back. Gives them more speed across half forward and more pressure.
Clever kick from Burn-Jones to Rosie, who points the man on the mark. Kick the opening goal for Port. Plays on. Connor Rosie nearly runs into trouble. What can this man do? Rosie's got his second all class.
Just incredible. I was thinking about how it would have been a perfect night. We'll get there in just a sec. But Mays again tumbles it forward, and Port continue to charge on. This time Rosie should finish. He does. He's a good player, and Port are a good team. Back to Motlop. Back it goes. Boak pulls it over the shoulder. Chance for Wines. Bounce was pretty brutal. Petty. Little give. Neil Bullen fumble once, then twice. Runs into Oliver. Pick up brilliant from Rosie. Check side. Bangs it through. Clean as a whistle.
Drew got it through two Wines. Beautifully controlling the bouncing ball was Woodcock. Aim on. Houston. And nicely done, Rosie.
Did that 4 or 5 times in the second.
It runs around. Got closed down, but it doesn't matter. Such a talented player, Connor Rosie.
No, fling it around. Under siege was Butters, but somehow got it out to Boak. Georgiades flung forward. Drew, what a pick-up, and Rosie knows the perfect finish when he sees one. Play on.
Searching long ball. And at the back, Rosie is going to kick the first for Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide are getting very comfortably parked behind the ball. And then they can go quick like this. Butters, Rosie can straighten up and kick Port Adelaide's third in a row. Look at this.
Lear hasn't had much space tonight. Now the line, Rosie. There's a highlight. He's going to be something special, Connor Rosie, when it all comes together. Got to find a way. That kick from Noble. Georgiades dropped it. You can't believe it. Motlop, you'd back him in from here. There's men out everywhere. Powell Pepper and... Oh, you can see Nathan Buckley. Horrible connection with the ball. Powell Pepper, he just had a sider directly in front. Sam Powell Pepper's got it home.
Playing a big role early. The stand rule allows him to sneak it forward. Georgiades got hands on it. Sam Powell Pepper. In the quarter, Dixon down to Boak, gets the clearance, the half forward. Off hands, Watson nearly. Motlop. Boak pulls the kick to the lead. Powell Pepper. He's having a night out. Sam Powell Pepper. And doesn't he love it?
Now Lockie Jones can settle, deliver a half forward for Powell Pepper. If it'll sit, it does. He runs to 45, burns off Atkins, bends it across his body.
He's stalking it. The Rolls-Royce toes it away. Is this his moment? He's got Robbie Gray waiting for it. To Powell Pepper for the lead. An epic. Showdown 50 is a ripper. Port Adelaide in front.
Incredible top two finish for the 6th time in the past 20 years. When you consider the average for a top two is once every 9 years, they have done extraordinarily well, Port Adelaide, in that department. Here's Powell Pepper, the medical sub, able to get his own little piece of action. And he's
scoring on.
Rosie running in towards the centre to Powell Pepper. Downfield, the advantage to be paid here to Georgiades. Didn't want to have the shot towards goal. Chain of hand pass back to Mays. Georgiades thinks his way through it nicely. Desperately needed by the Power. Ollie Wines doesn't let his side down as he got the distance. He clears McInerney, and Port get the opener of the second half.
Charlie Dixon, you've got a sense that he's going to back his strength in. Drew kicked the last goal. Ollie Wines, they've got five unanswered goals, Port.
4 weeks with that ankle injury, but from the 2 games that he's played at AFL level this year, they know what he brings, that run and dash straight in for his 3rd game today.
Thanks, Dad. Here's Wines, snap from the stoppage, got it!
Ollie Wines, 9 touches in the first term, 4 in the second. He's already had 5 in this third. He looks their most dynamic mid tonight. Here's Woodcock. Here is Wines, right on cue.
Goes to a really dangerous spot. Dixon's a dangerous player. Did he get a push? Motlop in game number 200. And then Ollie Wines jams it through.
McKenzie's been subbed out of the game with concussion, but we're hearing that it's nothing worse than that, as bad as that might sound. Dixon up, hands on it, couldn't mark it. Ball flicked to Frederick. Little tap, then a little kick. Ollie Wines, did he get a toe on it?
He thinks he did. He thinks he did. An accidental one, he did.
Yep. Dersma, wrapped up by Noble. Bonner. Laddams just gets boot to ball, and that'll do for his first of the night. Just corrected itself enough.
Quickly on the rebound. Powell Pepper's wide. He goes longer, and there's Wines.
That is a great decision to kick it there. It was a one-on-one battle. 98.5 kilos he plays at.
A tough night running with the bull, and the bull slots it on cue.
Butters inside 50, just finds Boak. Boak wants to go quick, he does. Rosie, it got through his legs, shoveled the one backwards, and found Wines, and that will do.
They manufacture a goal. Martin, the front spot. Chance for Wines here. Over the shoulder. The crowd will tell the story. And it's
back to Houston. Fantastic intensity in this one. Marshall crashed it to ground. Amon outside of the boot. Hawk get the first.
Bombers well represented back there, as you would expect. Dixon circling well. They fought amongst themselves in some ways then. Drew trying to get it back to the outside. Amon had a good chance to have a look. And from Amon corner, he's put it through.
Just pull back your expectations. Just kill the next ball that comes down. My opponent's not getting it, rather than worrying about all the other things you can do off the ball.
Jason Dunstall, Gary Lyon, Nick Del Santo, Saturday Night Football. The Blues need to come again. Doherty took a while to get rid of the football. Amon, dangerous positions, just shrugs the tackle on the left. This should really hurt Carlton. What about that for a finish?
Got me off the ball at the moment as well. Big Charlie just said, I'll get it out of the ruck myself, and put it back. Marshall squares a little left footer. And well within the capabilities of this man, Carl Amon. Coaches votes in 4 of the last 5 games. Carl Amon is in fantastic form at the moment. Look at that. The Power go back to back.
Wilson, Tucker, Akers, Crutch. Farrell wrapped him up. Back to Wines. Amon, well, he started all this. Ken Carl. And he puts the finishing touch on it.
Smith's handball cut off. Rao gets the arms up above the tackler. Oh, gee, Anderson. He's piled into, and Port will get it on the turnover now. Motlop, as the boy said, got his own footy. Can they continue to flow Port Adelaide through Burton? Clever round the body in front of Amon. He's got options. Georgiades, dangerous any time inside 50. Back to Amon, snapping ball. This should be a goal and a half from the Power.
Dixon to Boak. Houston, kick smothered. Mays, quick chance for Boak. Went low, pretty clever kick in the end. Amon back onto his left kick. It is an absolute beauty. So clever. Great finish.
Saints flood players back. Charlie Dixon got a few to beat. Georgiades the leaper from 4 deep. He stayed down in the end. Georgiades came up to Amon and finally threads the eye of the needle.
So Port Adelaide, Bonner and those fetching teal boots, don't they look good, man? Up towards the half-forward flank position. Dixon does it beautifully. Does it beautifully. Now, bombs it long. They've got the numbers here, Port Adelaide. Big pack flies at the back of the pack. Georgiades crunch, bounces out, does it nicely. Amon on that left boot, around the body he goes and has put it through. Great goal, Amon. Left foot, right foot, doesn't matter. He finds the big sticks.
Would have marked it, Laddams.
Nice set. Looking for the push was Grundy. Amon, a little bit of candy, double by foot, around the body is just pure genius.
Haynes playing as the interceptor, as the loose in front. Did his job. And Ward might even get a free for that.
On the ball.
No, it's been penalised. Oh. Amon's corner again. It's right through.
He pulls it low. Dixon, forward pocket. Butters. He's kicked one miracle goal already. He mesmerised them, gave it back to Charlie, and Charlie finishes. That precision ball use again to Laddams. Dixon's on them in front, and Charlie wraps his mitts around it. So there's a real momentum shift at the moment.
But it doesn't look like that. Peter Wright straight into the ruck. Shek got the tap down. Butters, and here's Fantasia straight away. Probing ball. Dixon can't get on the... Oh, yes, he can. Oh, yes, he can. So it didn't take long for Big Charlie. Gray again. That's good pressure for the Bombers. It's a free kick, an advantage. And Houston is another weapon for Port Adelaide, although he doesn't go long. He tempered the kick for Charlie Dixon. No angle to speak of. Just 50 metres to negotiate. Sounds easy. And it is. If you're Charlie Dixon. Through the middle to Motlop. He's been lively in this quarter. His ninth disposal. Dixon. He doesn't want to be overshadowed by the young fella.
Bit off the kick inside 50. Dixon. Charlie!
It's like picking an apple off a tree. But the way he just reached up and grabbed it with one hand and dragged it in.
Just like playing with an Oz kick footy.
It wasn't the best kick in. Wasn't the best kick in. He wanted to run and jump at the footy, but he improvised.
He's just plucked it.
Woodcock on a Fantasia from Burton. Accelerates. Charlie Dixon unloads from 50 with a low stinger. What about this from Charlie Dixon? One hand in the air, and why not? And Port Adelaide have kicked the last three.
That's tonight's game. McKenzie to the outside. Clark challenged by Hartlett. Got the bounce of the ball, but didn't he do it well? Dynamic Port Adelaide launching from Rosie on the wing. And Charlie's going to gobble this one up. Just his third mark of the night. This for his first goal. Places it right between the two big sticks. Another set-up kick coming. Wines. Charlie!
Well, they're just playing circle working amongst the cones at the moment with their hand.
Charlie Dixon now. As we said, the forward line is not all about him anymore. But we still love you, Charlie.
Lysette. Inside 50 to Dixon. Well, they won't take that off him this season. And he drives the opening goal of the evening through.
Moving, Charlie Dixon's one-on-one the goal square. Heads in that direction. Now they close space. Charlie! It was a really well-weighted kick. They'll blow the roof off the stand here. You can feel the power supporters sensing they're on a roll. Dixon sneaks it home. So often the man for the moment, Robbie Gray.
Snapped at it. Across the face. Still no score. Crozier bounces it. Here's a chance. Watson. Dixon has two. They're closing. It's an 8-point game.
Big round of applause again for Sam Powell-Pepper. And he blasts it in home. And at the back, Big Charlie, he was 14th at the bar and still got served. Again, normally uses it pretty well. Sends it long. Dick was always in seat 1A for that one. He winds. having an amazing year. And he drives it to Charlie. He waits down Charlie. He gathers. He thinks. He looks. I'll just do it myself this time. He's got 3.
He sizzles a low ball and hits Gray. He pops it over the top. Dixon in best position. Jonas, big fist over the top. Gray extracted it, got it to Boak. Now Burn-Jones. It'll come back inside 50 for the power. Here comes Charlie. So Dixon, 49 metres out directly in front. Can he work it inside the post? He can. And we're within a kick once more.
Powell feel like they can get the crowd and the momentum behind them. Burton just chips one inside 50. Big Charlie!
Speak about Port Adelaide's intercept marking game. It's a big part of their game. It's the way they set up their offensive ball movement.
Here's those short passes to effect. Now Bergman drives it deep forward. Dixon's in the frame.
The medical sub, Frederick.
Low ball. Might just open things up here. Georgiades.
Play on.
Got a runner on the outside. Happy to use him. So Burton just looks, lowers the eyes, kicks. Dixon, second grab. Terrific. Who kick from just outside 50. This will be a third. Starts to come back. It comes back. It comes back. It comes back enough. First for Charlie. Fourth for Port.
Try and cut back around Georgiades. Brilliant effort from Mitch. Nice handle from Todd Marshall. Powell Pepper. Georgiades unselfishly. 4 goals coming up. Big Charlie just kicks the sealer.
Time is of the essence now. Straight down the spine. Marshall gets back after having that shot to put them 7 up. Can't mark it. Ball spills. Butler flicks it out after being caught. Dunstan had a chance. Frederick gets his opportunity. Burton hits wide. Dixon corralled. Oh, he dare stepped around them and kicks the sealer. King Charles gets his moment.
That, we really do look after our players.
In the early 90s, she'd play Saturday.
That's Dixon at the back. But that could ever happen. Long Laddams. Dixon hands to it. Good mark. Big swing of the leg as he got the journey. That is a big long ball, and it's there.
Wow.
Around a kidney, which he had an injury in 2014. He's very sore again in the lower back after that contest.
Gee, it opened up nicely, didn't it, for Amon? Penetrating kick again. Georgiades has got the leap, and Charlie owes him one after that. Great combination deep. Lost them. Amon found a good ally in Bonner. He's got Marshall in hand. Just too far out to have a shot. He sets his eyes on the middle where Rosie's hands were perfect for Charlie. He'll make sure of it.
Want to waste the opportunity. Blasts it long. Dixon, strong-handed again. Hands like a vice. It hasn't been his night, but he can make it his moment. But King Charles pushes the lead out to 2 kicks.
All Lions beckoning some to lead up. Just a middling kick. Oh, Charlie! Yeah, the appetite is still there for more.
Had a great start to the game, Murph.
Wines to Houston. And Dixon again. He's already looming largest. Dixon from 50. Much tougher than the last. But the same results.
Disputing that he might have tapped it out of bounds instead.
Fantasia, a low, dangerous ball to Dixon. It's the one behind against the Cats, 46 for the year. They're desperate.
Not a lot on offer. Goes back inside to Scott, turns it over. Burn-Jones, they might get burnt on the way back here. Hands it up to Fantasia. First goal for Port Adelaide. And he loved it. Robbie Gray. Fantasia. So he's got Modlop one-on-one forward of the ball. He goes for home himself and does what Stevenson couldn't do.
No
concussion for North yet. Young got there late with a fist, but not to central. Orazio Fantasia, huge first half. Might have a big second half too. Orazio's got 4.
To Laddams again, it's a little too strong. Charlie's back out there now. Redmond trying to get him in a difficult position. Fantasia circling. Tackle on Caldwell. Oh,
gone.
And he will relish that, Fantasia. For so long a Bomber, he wanted to return to be around his family. He wanted to be a Port Adelaide player, and he's home. He's kicked a goal against the Bombers, and his team are all around him. Caught that time. Snelling had a couple of goes at it. Safely through to Hartland, who gives to Dersma, who carries it forward. And now Houston to the top of the square. Georgiades. Not quite. Motlop. Boak. Fantasia for a second.
Tried their hardest to get back into the contest. That kick from Amon has got to be good, and it was a little too tall in the end for Boak. Got through to Big Charlie. They might get some benefit out of it in the end. Boak back onto it. Risk, reward. Loves a goal, as we know. Oh, beautiful strike. Look at that. Goal post height, straight through the middle. You know, into his 40th game now, 41st game. Oscar, it's a great way to come through, isn't it?
It is. Well, because he's generally going to be getting the third tall defender each week.
Play on.
While he's developing, while you've got Kennedy and Darling down there.
Hartlett's ball to Orazio was beautifully delivered. Steady run up, and that's like an arrow as well. Couple for Orazio.
The noise around him, they love him already. Kicks to a 1v2, but the one was Dixon. Who's he got out the back? It's Rosie. Can Gray keep it in? Yes, he can. Measures it around the body brilliantly. And Orazio Fantasia will take a shot from point blank. He'll run around and kick a goal for Port Adelaide.
Working him off the ball.
Piercing ball towards Dixon. Hits the ball hard. Fantasia dangerous at ground level. Outside of the boot. Fantasia finishes wonderfully well. Lysett, Cleverty to Gray, he clears the area. Mays, Georgiades got a couple of goals. Stepping through everyone is Fantasia! Another one for Port, their third of the term.
And they can glide through the middle again. Drew, Wines kept coming, and just he softened the kick. Oh, look at that! Fantasia! Absolutely fantastic!
Yeah, that'll bring a wry smile after the game, or at three-quarter time when he confronts him.
Oh, Georgiades mistimed the leg that time. Orazio says, I'm not giving this to anyone. Charlie's gone for a bit of a late Sunday night stroll. He's had one bounce, and that's enough for Charlie.
He's a winger.
Yeah, kicks it to Lysett. He could have gone right, he could have gone left. He goes a little low. 2 goals, 2.
Howard permitted him to and couldn't have an effect on the way back.
And he hits that sweetly as well. It's 3 for the night.
He's got wicket keeper's mitts on sometimes. Those big hands like a vice. Big pack flies for that. Duday tried to thread the handball out. Down to 35 seconds. Boak. Rosie. Amon. Hammered it inside 50 towards Dixon. Oh, he plucked that like it was a tennis ball. He pulled it away from all of them and set it all up to Fantasia. 4 behinds so far tonight for Orazio. Still searching for his first showdown goal. Got it now.
Stand. Happy to give it off. Delivers brilliantly to Fantasia. 15 for the year. Orazio, fantastic.
Power getting a lot of the football. Farrell, long sort of a ball. Dixon charges off a couple of hands. Fantasia for his second.
He needs a little bit of fine-tuning. So Gray to Rosie. A little too low for Orazio Fantasia. Gray another hand on it. Just knocked it out into some space. Laddams, chip kick. Fantasia works so hard to get into that space. Going with a conventional drop punt. And that works sometimes as well, that drop punt. It's nearly been marked. Two-man. Aish. Wilson. Danger. Caught. Shrug. Fantasia. Caught. Gone! Good long hard look at his hold on the Sharon. Opens up the angle and pure beauty.
And he and Rosie working together. Just keeping everyone guessing. Bergman. They work the referee at the 50. Bonner, here's a big kick. He might have softened that for Laddams. Did well to keep tabs on him. Fantasia takes his turn, and things are falling into place for Port.
Bounce beats everybody. Fantasia goes, two Crows go crunch, and down they go. And in the meantime, it's a goal to Fantasia. Wow, what a change to a complexion of a game that play makes.
Look at this. This is what's happened the last 10 or 15 minutes.
Butters, Blues have an extra back there to spoil. Nunes just did enough, but Boak had the footy go to Fantasia, and Port Adelaide hit the front.
But Simpson able to follow up the groundwork. High footy, and here is the man at the moment. He is doing an exceptional job across half-back. Sets up another opportunity for Amon. Amon launches a long ball. Big pack of players. Dixon in front. Fantasia around the corner with a dribbler. Orazio Fantasia.
Very true.
But they have been unlucky, I've got to say, on a couple of occasions. Having said that, Rosie, Gray, what a dynamite handball to Drew, and an equally good little touch kick to Bonner. Superb play by Port Adelaide. That kick's dangerous. Henderson the hand on it. Fantasia, what about the pickup? The right foot inside out slider. Fantasia's got a couple.
Now a long one. And Dangerfield gets past him. Gray. Fantasia can go long. That's bouncing through. Massive. Got three. Long ball forward. Henderson's had that sort of night. Fantasia's kick smothered. Brilliantly done, Boak. Motlop. Fantasia. Perfect start, Port Adelaide. Fantasia's got four.
Hearn, Ed McGovern, Boat got in the way and did well. Fantasia, Laddams, little handball to space. Normally pretty good finisher, Motlop, and then he's happy just to work it. Gray, you can handball or punch it into the second deck. Does the latter, something late for Port.
Laddams, Rewalt, Drew, Jonas, here they come. They're like a pack hunting. Burton did well to hold him up. Drew spirals it back inside 50. That's a mark to Gray. Just over 4 remaining. That's pretty good. That's damn good.
Lycett, hurried kick forward. Good fist away, Wiedering on Dixon. Marshall, really clever ball if he meant it. Hasn't got the required distance. Charlie plays on to the dangerous Robbie Gray. It comes, it's good! Robbie Gray gets his first. Chips the ball inside 50. Fantasia turned his opponent inside out. Petrevsky-Seaton comes, as does Mays. Fantasia again. Another snap towards goal. Doherty under pressure from Gray. Danger here for the Blues. Robbie Gray's got another. Open forward 50 now for Port Adelaide. Coming back the other way. Dixon is deep. Lycett's got the dangerous Robbie Gray in space. He's already kicked 2, Robbie. 4 All Australians. For Robbie Gray. Straight or left? Straight it is. Robbie Gray's got 3. What a player. Port skip away again.
He's the man who normally comes over the top as the third jumper. He's had 1 touch and no marks. I mean, if Ali's not out there, this lead is probably further in deficit by another 3 or 4 goals.
Motlop wants someone to come at him. It happens now. Robbie Gray, good man in a difficult situation. Full-time All-Australian Robbie Gray, good numbers from this position, as you can see. Just massages the ball right through the middle. Much needed goal for the visitors.
Marshall knocked away from him. Still a chance. Eamon, who won his left, gave it off. Drew out of trouble. Gray, can he finish? He slips. It'll bounce. It'll go through. Nutmeg. I think it's a goal.
That was well done. Picked up by Bonner. Banged it back high. All Collingwood players deep here, but it hasn't got to them. Farrell around the corner on the left. Gee, that's a magnificent strike on the footy to Gray. Robbie Gray, this is a relatively easy one, just a 25-metre kick, if that. No problems. Port get their first goal 13 minutes into the second quarter. It's a pass for Jones. He's looking inside 50. Robbie Gray's got the one-on-one with Quainer. Didn't panic Quainer. Brought it to ground. Pepper back to Gray. Thinks about the right foot banana. He's capable of this. No problems at all for him. They've got Marshall out on half forward as well. Chasing him, won't get to him as Wilson. Marshall goes to the one-on-one to Gray. Trusts him. Trusted Gray. He's only kicked one behind from set shots this year, Gray, and that's why, because he just kicks them so straight.
Walters tried to get it up. Wines does. Gave it to Boak. Feeds it nicely to Motlop. To Powell Pepper, who floats it towards Dixon in great territory.
Fantasia. Again, he tried to identify Dixon. Wienering led him to it. Somehow it ended up in the lap of Charlie. And now Fantasia goes to work. And it opened up. They call for Robbie Gray. All systems go for Port.
Second or third and secure the double chance. Lose and it's possibly fourth or fifth. Daniel for Port win and they finish top 2 and have some home finals, you would think. Just inside the 50 metres. Big Gray on the way, and that's straight as they come. Very, very nice. And look at the Port Adelaide players feed off each other here. English knocked the ball to the middle of the ground. McRae with a little fumble. Puts him in an awkward position. Look at this. 4 Port Adelaide players running after it. Boat picked it up cleanly. Goes out wide to Gray. Gray's marked. And has a chance to put Port in front. 35-metre kick. And Robbie Gray has done it. Port Adelaide have hit the front. They have hit the front by 3 points. So Laddams, beautiful double-handed tap down to Wines, and Dersmer under pressure, was able to shake it though. Bang it back inside 50. Dixon, really aggressive at the footy. A beautiful front and centre. Gray around the corner to stand them in the aisles.
Shield and Caldwell as your tall targets.
Well, Laverto made a good decision to leave his man, but once he couldn't handle it cleanly, it meant there was more options down the ground. Gray on his feet straight away, and Georgiades kept on coming. And he will line up for goal, despite the protests. Mitch Georgiades, he wants to be part of this team. A late inclusion. He's kicked one already. Motlop waited till the run was provided from behind. Dersmer throws the head back, gets the free advantage. Storming forward, Burne-Jones. And that results in another opportunity inside 50. Georgiades.
Let's nearly play on.
Exciting, high-flying, tall forward who can kick a long goal. What a team to watch they are. Thomas tried hard to thrust the other way, but Farrell and Motlop, a 40-metre handball. The crowd warned Dixon. Wines with the choice kick. And Georgiades. Oh, it's some sort of show they're putting on.
He lunges, not quite. Laddams got a runner. This time Eamon goes slightly inboard. Bouncing ball. Works out okay. Butters has Ryan. Knew he was there, so got rid of the ball by hand. Fantasia. Fantastic to Wines. Long ball. Needs something here, Port. Marshall out the back. They get one. They do just. It goes through, but...
Long ball forward from Port Adelaide. Big pack. Plowman by hand. Motlop hit the pack. Rosie dangerous anywhere around the ground. Back by hand. Measured ball inside 50 is really good to Georgiades.
Well, if that's the man he was looking for, it's one of the best kicks you've ever seen.
Good looking kick off the boot. Port have got their second. Jonas, 60-metre ball down the near side of the ground. Boak, Georgiades from 55, wobbles it forward. It's going to bounce all the way through.
Smith. McKay. Wines. Fantasia. Heads long, goal square, Georgiades.
They've forgotten about 16 of the 20 goals have been scored to the left of screen. Can the Power get an important one back the other way? Pepper has got some options further afield. Hard-running Boat. And now the lead's going to be honoured. And well kicked, Georgiades. Beautiful looking kick. Never looked like missing.
Wines has been in good form. Aim on. Centering kick, top of the square. Georgiades there again.
Of his 16 disposals been kicks today, going at 75%. Normally a bit tighter than that.
Is that a worm burner in the playground of Warrnambool, Brown?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the great worm burners.
Rosie sends it forward. Georgiades out the back. Georgiades with the goal. 4 in a row for the turn for Port Adelaide.
He's had 21 disposals. Nice athletic movement, light set, got through, could have got it back to Wines. Wines said, should have given it to me, and he said, I can get it out the back, Georgiades, and he runs into an open goal.
Burn-Jones, Butters, through a bit of traffic, back to Lena, into the pocket, big fight from Georgiades! What a perler! When you knew whose ball it was just whether they get the shit and reel it in, and he did.
What a leap.
No small man he's landed on either.
Jonas, low sort of a ball. Georgiades not as spectacular, but a terrific set of hands. Again under pressure from Langdon. He can seize the moment. Listen to that. Fantastic. Back to 2 goals.
Here comes Amon. Long left foot ball. Georgiades!
Jonas. Frederick, who does like to run with it if he can. Bonner. He launches. Georgiades is down there, and he's got it! He's got a great set of hands. And he can line up the 19-year-old. He's a NAB Rising Star contender. So far, that's his hit shot history. This spot, all grounds. And he drills it. Perfection again from Georgiades, the mark and the kick.
12 goals 5 for Peter Laddams, and in he comes from 48 metres out. He strikes the ball reasonably well across the front of the face of goals. It goes up to mark. Georgiades just trailed in behind them.
Now look at all the St Kilda players looking at each other. You've got tools everywhere. Left foot kick, giving himself every chance.
And does exactly that, and Port Adelaide extend their lead now to 7 points. So throw in Marshall and kick that last goal after over half an hour of football without a goal for the Saints. Laddams now just thumps it onto that big boot of his up towards the full forward position. Kicks in at the fall of the ball, gets the handball going. Georgiades, goal! Great play, well worked by Dixon. Georgiades runs to the right spot. Good football, and Port Adelaide go to a 12-point lead. Dixon eventually gets it. Comes out to Marshall. Marshall's kick up towards full forward. Oh, beautiful mark! What a mark to George.
Cummins couldn't stop him. Butters crafts the kick back beautifully. And Georgiades, his 4th disposal coming up. His 2nd goal is there for the taking. And he takes it. And Port's lead extends to 7. Changes his mind twice. And then handballed it back to Bonner. He had good support. Houston kept it low into the pocket, well judged by Georgiades.
Yeah, good kick. So just lifted the kicking.
Oh, look at that, it's pure. Georgiades puts it through, and they've closed.
Slick hands from Dixon to Gray to Motlop. Open forward line, one-on-one ahead. Marshall, if he wants to go to him. Kick heads in that direction. Marshall used a little nudge on court.
In the air, doesn't he?
He believes that every 50-50 ball or even less are his, and he goes and grabs them.
He's copped it up a second time, though. Jeremy McGovern, that won't make him happy. Can they hurt them on the rebound here? Spilled to the hands of Robbie Gray. Todd Marshall gets a gift on the goal line.
Almost testing him as to whether he might get that job in this, but you're right, he's doing the job on Wines at the moment. Here is Schomburg. Boak was right with him then, and he gets it back. Dixon got up there, couldn't mark it. Brown, lift doors closed on him. Marshall waiting out the back, got a roller, and got it to spin the right way. Straight away to Drew, straight away to space. Fantasia, put it to grass. It's got friends though. Rosie gets his showdown moment. Feeds the handball to Marshall. Plenty of time, plenty of space, plenty of class. Todd Marshall sends it to half forward. Good fist away this time from Georgiades. Aim on. Boak. Lace out to Marshall. Good numbers. He's a very, very accurate kick. He's got 9 goals, 2 for the season, 3 tonight.
Burton decides to go. Lowish ball. Dixon holds the ground perfectly, keeps the ball in front. Drew's there. Ruffhead wrapped him up in the tackle. Dixon's got it out, somehow managed. Marshall gives him a little opportunity, and it's those little opportunities that make a big difference. Gee, I wonder if
it's got so much upside. It's exciting ahead.
One last chance for something spectacular from Orazio. Gassed away, centering kick, unselfish to Marshall. Brilliant.
Mills got the hands out. Kennedy went straight to ground under the Motlop pressure. Goulden getting himself into the thick of it. Cunningham again. And then Lean, it was the first of a chain of handballs. It ends with the left foot of Amon. Beautiful delivery for Todd Marshall. Had the week off from the concussion, straight back into the team. So Todd Marshall didn't see much action in his previous match against the Cats a couple of weeks ago, but he's put that one straight through the middle.
In a position where if Georgiades not the target, he can be the next option.
Frederick sets it up. And Marshall takes the mark. Georgiades played his part. The second will be very precious indeed. Take it back out to 16 points. It gets in just, but it's there.
Bonner. Well, intercepted almost. Boak. Low ball, beautiful ball. Now a chance. Marshall from about 40 out. Eyes things down. Kicks it. Well, if you're a Port fan, brilliantly. Easy kick, 10-point leaders.
Just haven't quite got the spread at the moment, Collingwood. I mean, Adamson, Grundy and Crisp are winning a heap of the ball, but it's not an even spread.
Houston again. He surges forward. He's a beautiful kick. And Marshall doesn't let him down. Marshall for his second to go around the corner and make it. 4 Port Adelaide goals in a row. And that is very, very nice.
To go, he's starting to lift. That's not a great kick. Straight to Aaliyah. Houston inboard. Normally uses it well. That's no exception. Perfect ball for Marshall. That second quarter, Port Adelaide, they need this goal. Looked a nice strike off the boot. Marshall has kicked his third.
As he back to Amon, the delivery into the pocket. Good at the last moment from Marshall. He got Davis where he wanted. He goals 16 for his 19 games thus far. He was lively last week at the start of the third quarter, but just a 1-goal, 1 for the night. He's given that a thud. It's gone across and doesn't quite come back. Does it stay in for Marshall? How did it? We're going to have to check us. Laddams, awkward but effective. Wines to Houston, the launch again. So this Carlton defence getting worked over. Wiedering stood up again. Marshall had to be agile, and he was all of that and more.
Houston. Wines. Punches it low and hard. At the back, Marshall can kick a goal, and he does.
the fragile Fantasia, given they've got a 2-week break and he doesn't need to be getting injured.
I think you've got to take all that into account. The fact if they win this, they do get a break, PT.
Yep.
So they'd want to get as much game time as they can.
Bonnet a boat through the middle, Amon.
He's fragile, though.
Big long ball, Marshall! Always in best position.
Vandermeer applies some pressure back to Burton. He goes inside 50, Marshall on his own. His 5th game against the Bulldogs. Todd Marshall has never kicked a goal against the Dogs. Good time to do it right now, and he has.